PLG, once I sort of discovered it, and it was just one of those things where like you've known it all along, it just has a name now.
Yeah.
And it has a name in part because it's a movement, because people are now adopting it. And, we were going through it ourselves. Figma and Slack were tools that we bought effectively in a PLG model, and tools that we were noticing we were now spending significant money on, right? When I first tried Figma, obviously it was free, fell in love with it. And now I think we spend $500-600 a month on it. We've never talked to a person at Figma, and it's been entirely product driven. I started using it, which is a little unique for the CEO to bring Figma in, but I'm a product guy still. So yeah. I brought in Figma, and it spread like wildfire through the company. And, we're a small company. For us to spend $600 a month on something that we've never even talked to a salesperson is kind of a neat thing to look at and study. So for us, that was always interesting. But the real reason that we went PLG, and it actually goes back to the initial story I told, is because the majority of our audience, the majority of our market is decentralized. And even today. So, in those old days when we could sell a deal for $300,000, it's because that company had a big team established that needed software to organize that team. They needed a system, and therefore they could justify that cost relative to that cost of that team. But in most companies, even today, individual product managers very typically take on this responsibility until they get to the scale and the opportunity to centralize that team. And what we realized when we were selling through that sales-led mode, which is a lot of friction and a lot of fact-finding and digging, and it's more of project management than anything. It's getting through procurement, and it's getting through technical review and all these things. Product managers who need to solve an imminent problem, something that's a threat, don't have the time and bandwidth to go through all of that. So we started to realize that while all of our success was in companies that were kind of mature and had a team developed around this, the majority of the market wasn't quite there yet. But if they had a tool like ours, they could get there.